Hello students, how are you? Fine? Good. So today I am going to discuss about few more problems from real number class 10 mathematics. This question is from exercise 1.2 NCERT class 10 mathematics. The question is to check whether six to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. We have to check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 if we take any value of n, any natural number. N is any natural number. Look at some example of a number which ends with the digit 0, like 10. The prime factors of 10 are 2 and 5, 20. The prime factors are 2 into 2 into 5, that is 2 squared into 5. Let me take another number as 30. So it is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. Let me take a bigger number like 120. So it is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5, 15, 30, 60, 120. That can also be written as 2 cube into 3 into 5. Now in all these examples, what is the common feature we can observe? That any number which ends with the digit 0 must have at least 1 2 and 1 5 as the prime factor. In all these cases, see, there is a 2 and 5, there is a 2 and 5, there is a 2 and 5, at least 1 2 and 1 5 must be there. If I write any other number like 25, so if I take 25, then though it has 5, prime factor has 5 into 5, but it does not have 2. Take another number 8, so it has prime factor 2 only and none other number. So in all these cases where it does not end with the digit 0, either 5 is there or 2 is there or maybe some other numbers are there, but 1 2 and 1 5 is not there. Only those number which ends with the digit 0 must have at least 1 2 and 1 5. In other words, we can say that if a number has 0 in the unit digit, then it must have 2 and 5 as its prime factors. This is question 5 from NCERT exercise 1.2. So we have to check whether 6 to the power n will end with the digit 0 or not. Now see, if we resolve these 6 into prime factors, we will get 2 into 3 and power is n is already there. Now here though 2 is present, but 5 is not present as its prime factor. According to the condition that if a 2 is there and at least 1 5 is there, then it will end with the digit 0. So here there is 2 but 5 is not there. So this 6 to the power n will never end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Hope you have understood. The same question can be changed in place of 6 to the power n, they can give 8 to the power n or 4 to the power n, like that. So we have to use the same logic that it should have at least 1 2 and 1 5 as its prime factor, then only the number will end with the digit 0. Okay. Here is another question, number 6. Explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 is composite number. 7 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 13 plus 13 is composite. Now 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13, you can see these are all prime numbers, but since they are multiplied and something is added there, so ultimately let us show whether it remain prime or it remain composite. Now in these two numbers, this one and this one, 13 is a common factor, so I can write 13 and inside the bracket 7 into 11 plus 1, I have taken 13 common, so 1 will remain there. Now see, whatever the answer is coming in the bracket, we don't have to bother about that, just bother about the number which is outside the bracket. What does this mean? This means that the given number is a multiple of 13, that is 13 divides this number. According to the definition of composite number, it is a number which is divisible by any other number other than 1 and itself. So here the given number is divisible by 13, that is, it is a composite number. It is divisible by 13, so it is composite. Got it? One more part of this question is there. 7 into 7 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1 plus 5. This number is also composite, we have to show that. Now here again we have to use the same technique. First of all, write the given number and then try to find any common factor is there or not. 7 multiplied by 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 and plus 5. So here in this number you can see that 5 is a common factor. We can write these in this form: 7 into 6 into 5 is already taken common, so 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5 is taken common, so it will become 1. So here also the whole thing is divisible by 5 because I have taken 5 as common. I can take 5 as common, that means it is divisible by 5. Since it is divisible by 5, that is why it is composite according to the definition of composite number. So in this way, any question of this type, try to find a common factor and then show that the given number is divisible by that factor, then it becomes a composite number. Understood? Good. Some more discussion on rational number. A number is given in the form of p by q, rational number, where p and q both are integers and q not equals to 0. The question is asked that whether p by q will have terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal without directly dividing p by q. Without dividing it, how can we understand whether p by q will have terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal? So there must be some rule so that we can classify a given fraction as terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal. So let me show you that. If p by q is any rational number such that the prime factorization of q, the denominator q, is in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, where m and n are non-negative integers, then this p by q will have terminating decimal. Suppose a fraction is given to us, what we have to do? First of all, check whether it is in the simplest form, the standard form or not. After checking if it is in the standard form, now resolve this q into prime factors, and if the prime factor of q is in this form, that is 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, then only we can say that it is a terminating decimal. It will have a terminating decimal. Means the prime factor of q can have can be only 2, or it can be 5 only, or it can be 2 and 5 only. In those cases it will give a terminating decimal. But if any other prime factor is there other than 2 and 5, then it will never give a terminating decimal. So in case of non-terminating decimal, then how to define this, how to find whether it will have a non-terminating decimal. So if p by q is any rational number such that prime factors of q is not in the form, in case of non-terminating decimal, here we have to add is not in the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, where m and n are non-negative integers, then p by q will have non-terminating decimal. So only we have to change this word, we have to add a not, then our definition will be completed. Well, let me give you one example how to check terminating and non-terminating decimals. See these fractions, 13 upon 3125. This is in the standard form. Now if I am breaking this 3125, factorizing 3125 into prime factors, I am getting 5 to the power 5. So here the given number can be written in the form 2 to the power 0, because 2 prime factor as 2 is not present here, so I am writing 2 to the power 0 and 5 to the power 5. Now according to the definition of terminating decimal, here it is in the form of the prime factor of decimal is in the denominator is in the form of 2 to the power m into n into 5 to the power m, where this 0 and 5 are non-negative integers, so we can say it will have terminating decimal. Similarly here also 17 upon 8 is resolved into 2 cube, so it can be written as 2 cube and into 5 to the power 0, so this is also in the form of 2 to the power n into 5 to the power n, so this will also have terminating decimal. But if any number, suppose let me change this number, so after resolving the denominator 30, I have got 2 into 3 into 5, that is 2 and 5 is present, but 3 is also there, so it is not in the form of 2 to the power m in n into 5 to the power m, where m and n are non-negative integers, so we can say that this will have non-terminating decimal. It is having 3 as prime factor also other than 2 and 5. So in this way, if a fraction is given, without dividing it directly, we can say, by resolving the denominator, we can say whether a fraction will be terminating or non-terminating. Hope you have understood. In this way we can solve any problem where we have to resolve the denominator and check whether it will be a terminating or non-terminating decimal. So that's all for today. We will meet in the next class again, and I will start a new chapter. So till then, bye. Stay at home and remain safe. Bye.